Oh, what do you mean? I
Um,
haven't played since the last time you played, sis. Yeah, that's
yeah,
pretty
because
cool.
where I live. And then is to finish getting my tech degree as well. That's why I need to know cybersecurity because I have law enforcement background.
Yeah, you want to be like a professional like hacker for the government.
Yeah, I'm a white hat hacker. And basically people pay me to hack into their systems and tell them the weak points.
Sounds like a
I'm
lot
pretty
of
good
fun,
at it.
honestly. All right, I got human on me. What what's another question, sis? What do you got for me?
Let's see here. What do you think would be like a perfect day?
For me, a perfect day where I don't have a perfect day for me, where I don't honestly have any responsibilities, or I don't always have to constantly worry and have anxiety about what I got to do next. Everything just seems like it's simple. I mean, we all deal with that in our lives where we have that anxiety about whether we got to pay bills or you know we got something going on that keeps us anxious, keeps our anxiety up. I just want a day where that I don't ever have to worry about something like that. I think that'd be considered a perfect day for me.
That's fair.
What's your perfect day, sis?
Usually got no stress about those. My perfect day I so improved with Adam and Jamie and just having fun. And in particular, kind of fun, just enjoying each other's company, spending time together as a family.
That's really nice.
Yeah, that's my favorite. Being a mom has made me sentimental.
Yeah, very sentimental. What have you ever thought about, like, the prospect of, like, when your time comes, like, dying? Like, have you ever thought about how it would happen?
I'm hoping for old age, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. I think
Fingers crossed for
everybody
old
wants
age,
that.
but if not old age, then I mean boys and girls, well, of course.
I mean, especially with people that are like, I mean, everybody's different when it comes to death. Everybody looks forward to it. Everybody's confident, depending on if you're religious or you're not. But I think at the end of the day, everybody's lying if they say they're not a little scared about how it's going to happen.
Because it also has quite a bit to do with your religious beliefs, whether or not there's an afterlife or reincarnation. Absolutely, considering reincarnation is a life doesn't sound too bad because it was set us up too well.
Right. I don't know. When it comes to death for me, like I've always had some type of fear of death, but I feel like, you know, experiencing it and then, having it like, come face to face with it eventually, then you feel like you're almost used to it. And as religious as I am, I already know, like, where I'm going and, what's going to happen. But I'm still not going to lie. I am obviously terrified of the prospect of, how it's going to happen and when it's going to happen.
Well, I have to say, it's totally different someone in time when because you do feel that, and it's just there's no if, but the real when. So there's no point in getting stressed out about something we have no control over.
Don't you kill me.
Okay, I told you.
Sure.
Between me and you, Peter.
Watch my big old legs just shuffle about.
That you chose a tank.
A big old brute. Honestly, I thought you were a bot at first. I was gonna go kill you, but I was like, nah. I guess I'll let you live.
And thanks, I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, I'm here for you, sis, always.
Have you ever thought about being famous?
Huh?
Have you ever thought about being famous?
Being what, sis? I'm sorry, I barely understood that last part.
Famous.
Famous. You know, when I got into this career, I always thought maybe I'd be famous for revolutionizing gaming and how it's played and how people play it. You know, everybody's experience is different, but you know, if I want to be famous off anything, I think this would be my go-to thing. You know, maybe creating a virtual reality that nobody's heard of before. You know, designing a game that I want to design the greatest horror game that ever existed. I want, you know, I
That
believe.
really, I don't know that new like Jurassic Park kind of game is gonna be hard to beat.
Yeah, you told me about that. I haven't really looked into it too much, but you know, dinosaurs. I mean, I'm pretty sure it would be very scary, but when it comes to horror games, I feel like every horror game that I played always keeps the same synergy. Like you get into a horror game, and I feel like you know when something's gonna happen. You know, like when the big scary scene's gonna happen, or you know when the bad guy's gonna come out and try to scare you. And, you know, sometimes you get that jump scare, but uh, I'm more of the element of surprise. You know, scaring a person when they least expect it to happen. Like they're, you know, families driving in the car and everyone's sharing a laugh, and then instantly you get that panic, that terror feeling that you know you didn't expect to happen. I feel like that's where people can get the most scared is when they don't expect it to happen. And I just want to create a horror game where the entirety of the game, you never know when something's going to pop out, something's going to scare you, something's going to make you jump. And when you think that you're going to jump,
But
you're not. And then when you don't think you are, then that's when it's going to get you.
can you argue that by making a horror game, people are gonna know that no matter what, there's gonna be a horror element and a scare element to that game?
Hmm. Yeah, there's going to be a horror element, but I want to create it to where not everybody's gaming experience is the same. I don't want a bunch of YouTubers to go online and be like, okay, this is when the jump scares. You guys gonna gang up on me like that, aren't you? No.
Yeah. Right. Well, I really get it. It'd be cool to have like a choose your own adventure.
Oh no! Yeah, that's kind of where I want to get at. A choose your own adventure, but I don't want it to be like a limited amount of choose your own adventures. I want it to be unlimited. Every step you take, every decision that you make, every single choice turns the story into a different outcome. I want the horror like so I saw this game online and the game was um free. I don't remember what it's called. Maybe you can help me. It's basically where you're in a house and you're like investigating and every hallway you go through it just gets scarier and scarier. You know what I mean? Huh?
I don't know which way it is.
What was it? Cullen had me play it, but it was just such a scary game because the horror aspects, the jump scares were always different. Where Cullen was getting his jump scares, I didn't get any jump scares. But when they finally, you know, finally jump scared me, I screamed and I yelled and I was so frightened and I don't know, it's just that adrenaline rush that I got from it.
Toby has not played Silent Hill.
I think I played the first Silent Hill, but I don't think I
But no,
played.
it was a virtual reality, and I'm like, oh, is the jump scare gonna happen? Do you
Oh
remember that?
no, it wasn't Silent Hill. It was Resident Evil Biohazard.
And so, yeah, Resident Evil, and you're like, you're just gonna have to wait, sis.
Yeah, I did not want to ruin that element of surprise. I did it, and the scary part about that game is even though you knew it was coming, it was the fact that you were there in that world and you were being chased by these people, and it felt so real, like you were actually there. And I don't know, I guess when it comes to that game, it never got boring for me because even though I knew what was going to happen and I mean, I ended up beating the game in an hour and a half. I always enjoyed the thrill ride that it gave me. You know,
Yeah.
games like Killer Clowns don't scare me. Obviously, it's just a fun game that I have a lot of fun playing.
It's also really fun when, we can help each other kind of be able to be the goals of the game in terms
Right.
of like unlocking stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that element that like you never get bored because you always got challenges to do or something, and it's always a new challenge when you're facing against real people. But I want people to create their own horror in a video game too. I want a kind of game where people can jump scare people, they can set traps and make people scream, and they can feel like, oh my God, like that adrenaline rush that they get from it, brings out that kind of person in you, you know. But for me, like, I don't know. If you want to be famous for something, sis, what would you want to be famous for?
I don't think I ever want to be famous.
You don't want anyone to like know who you are, and like
I think that there's such a negative connotation with fame that like you can be the kindest, most generous, famous person on earth, and you're still gonna have somebody that hates you, only because you have what they don't.
I guess that's true in that fairness.
I think I like just I like having the approval of my family and knowing that I am a good mother more than fame. Because with fame comes infamy. So like I'll go ahead and I guess I'll in a way kind of pick on like certain like for instance like Taylor Swift. Nothing can do no right in people. Like I'm not even expecting that people hate her because it's hating her. And I don't understand it. I really the fact that like jealousy. And
Yeah,
I would I kind of like being, a nobody.
yeah, just kind of like living your life.
I would if presented the opportunity if I would ever want to be famous.
What is like so like I mean I kind of agree with you in that sense, like people like basically never leaving you alone, never having that kind of privacy that you want with your family and stuff like that. And in that aspect, that's why I really don't want to be like an actor or anything like that. I want that kind of fame that people buy my game or they buy my system and they're like, this is the best I've ever played, I love this. Like I feel like it's that kind of satisfaction that I did something that changed somebody's life, is kind of like the fame I'm looking for. I don't really want to sign autographs or anything like that, or I kind of want to just be me, but I want to change somebody's life for the better. If that makes sense.
Yeah. But I would then I guess if I wanted to change, I mean, I guess I kind of already had with my services and stuff like that. But like, God, thank you. Things will not leave you alone.
I know. My minions are the best.
Um, or when we deserve the money I get. Oh my God.
Nice.
I would
You-
prefer to put together, but like to be famous.
I can agree with that. I can agree with your point of where you're coming from that. But maybe if they're like, you designed a new kind of software that helps, prevent, somebody from getting hacked, and they're like, this was made by Andy Wyatt, I think in that aspect it would be nice because you could still collect the royalty and the revenue, and you could still help somebody, but you don't necessarily have to put your face out there, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. I don't be famous the way that a lot of people are famous nowadays because it just brings so much bad.
True.
I
I
would
do agree
rather
with that.
just be, known amongst the people that know me,
I
if that
like
makes
that.
sense.
Yeah, I do like that. The simple life, I do agree with that. But, you know, but that's nice. That's a really different way to see things, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people would agree with you too.
Yeah. Are we gonna play the challenge?
Let's do it.
Alright.